Good morning. Day 177 of Peter and Doxie sailing from New South Wales to Queensland here in Roslyn Bay, specifically Keppel Bay Marina still, but we're days away now from getting lifted out and getting that U-Butte new engine put in, so looking forward to that. Today's going to be about getting out and about. Going to be jumping on a bus fairly shortly to Rockhampton and then getting picked up by one of our viewers to go to Mount Morgan and surrounds. So should be a nice day out, seeing a bit of the hinterland today, which I'm looking forward to. Anyway, I better get ready. A bus wait for no man or woman or anybody really. Well, the 50-cent bus ride ended up being free for some other reasons, so off I went through Yeppoon and then up the Yeppoon Road basically into Rockhampton itself, where I was picked up. From there it was on to Mount Morgan for a good look around, and then back through Gracemere and back down the Emu Park Road back to the marina. And it's welcome to Rockhampton, beef capital of Australia. Here we are at the first lookout, and yeah, looking in that direction, we're looking towards places like Island Head Creek, Port Clinton, Byfield National Park. So climbing up and seeing further. Okay, and the white bits we're seeing over there is Gracemere. But, this direction is more towards Yeppoon, Emu Park. This is the second and higher lookout as we drive across the range. Wonderful outlook there. Mount Morgan Central with all the old quaint shops. Isn't it amazing how they used to be able to do things with style? This is the Mount Morgan mine. It's basically one of two in the 1880s that really showed the mining industry in Australia, which would have been BHP's Broken Hill and, of course, Mount Morgan that we're looking at now. It was once the biggest gold mine in the world, and turning out 262 tonnes of gold, 37 tonnes of silver, and 387,000 tonnes of copper over its lifetime. The main pit is behind and is very deep. In fact, they got to such a depth that when you drive a truck down to the bottom, they have to reverse it out because it's got to such a point at the bottom that they can't expand it any further. The town of Mount Morgan nestled amongst the rolling hills. Very picturesque. Millions have been spent on cleaning up the rivers and creeks, so at last things are starting to grow again. Here we have the gold storage sheds. This is where the gold would have been stored once it had been extracted. I wonder if it's worth going in and squeegeeing the floors. This old railway came across the creek here and then into a tunnel beneath my feet here. Wonder where it went. Looks like another company is setting up to go through the tailings basically with new technology to try and see what they can extract. Obviously very power hungry looking at the plant they're setting up. And it's jacaranda time. So this bridge was here before the road bridge, and basically was put here so the miners who would live on this side of the river were able to cross over and obviously get to work, as it were. Very nicely kept. Railway station, which is now a museum. Rack and pinion for the Razorback.
Welcome aboard. This is the Seaside Excursion Picnic. We're travelling this section from Mount Morgan over the Deep Ranges to Keppel, leaving behind the mine site dumps to the left and houses spread over the outskirts of the town.
I'm not sure what these both control from. I'll have a beer, thanks. On the way back along the Emu Park Road, we pulled over and stopped at the St. Christopher Chapel, which was erected by US servicemen in 1943 and gave them a place to worship before going off to battle. It's really poignant to look at the records along the ceiling beams there of the various people who excelled in various athletic sports. High jump, for example, long jump, and actual names and the heights, and it really brings home the fact that they had a whole community going on here back then. Oh, so sweet. Yeah, that was a great day out. Very appreciative of that, and yeah, got to see some things I normally wouldn't get to see. So very hard to get that far inland when you're on a boat. So yeah, it just gives me some perspective of what else is inland. Maybe I need to go and do a van life thing for a while at some point in the future. See what's in the hinterland of all these places. But yeah, no, it was wonderful to see. And just, yeah, get a feeling for what's been going on here for the last, couple of hundred years, which, yeah, is obviously very interesting. So, yes, I didn't post this last night because I got back, and then other friends that I met down in Tin Can Bay a while back turned up, and we went for a few beers at the yacht club. So, a good evening was had. And yeah, got back and I thought, yeah, no, I'm going to bed. Which I'm glad I did, because around about 2:30 in the morning, all hell broke loose. Big thunderstorms last night, very strong winds, thunder and lightning overhead, and the rain was torrential. Thankfully, a little bit of hail, but not much. So yeah, it's delayed for that reason, but let's see what today brings. I think there's still the possibility of extreme weather, so I will get this out now, and we'll see what happens today. Anyway, thank you for following along, and thank you to the person who took me around yesterday. I very much appreciate it and enjoyed it. This is Dawn Raider, out.